Hi, you guys. So, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a reading. And this reading is for the collective, focused on real life alignment so that you are able to move forward positively and successfully to a rebirth. It only takes 1 year to transform your life into exactly what it is that you want it to be. But ultimately, you will have to continue to do the work to continue to align yourself. And it goes, it's like the saying, like Rome was not built in a day, but it took days, and it took a while for Rome to be built, and Rome land, to it is to the test of time. It stands the test of time is what I'm trying to say. So the energy that we have come out based on, the subject focus of the energy is keys to trusting. So this reading is going to talk about the keys to trusting. Why is it important to trust? What are the pros and cons? How can we let go of judgment? What encouragements do we need to go ahead and give it a leap of faith to trust? And also, what is and how to avoid mood altering through drugs and alcohol. So when we think about dialects, we think about what is dialects, okay? And so instead of thinking it's all or nothing or either black or white, it's trying to see that there are gray aspects between the black and white, between the all or nothing that we need to take heed of and to be flexible in our thinking to finding the middle ground in our behaviors and the behaviors of others. But ultimately, we're talking about self. So we're going to say this is for self. So finding the middle ground to ourselves in our behaviors. And this subject usually come about when there's a conflict or something to consider from another person's perspective. Also in the areas of procrastinating on a task or like the breaking the ice type of energy, and then understanding the qualities, the positive qualities within yourself that can be looked upon as a weakness, or you're not seeing the highest light in a situation within yourself. So, we're going to get some energies when it comes to the key of trust, right? And to know who's trustworthy. How do you know that they're trustworthy? How do you know that they're honest? These people, trustworthy people, show respect to others. They treat others fairly and with dignity. Okay, they can also be looked upon for counsel outside of themselves, and that's actually understood from others in areas of work and otherwise. Trustworthy people are stable and consistent, and people can rely on their predictability. And to know that trust should not be automatically given. You have to earn trust over a time. Red flags come to tell us if something should not, if we should not trust something. And it's ultimately, our internal intuitive radar that goes off, and we have to pay attention to that, and we have to take heed of that. And usually when we do not take heed to that, that's when things kind of go for a turn for the worse. But it's not really for the worse. It is just that a karmic cycle needs to be completed. Everything is a karmic cycle. Everything is a karmic cycle. So let's go ahead and get some energies and the keys to trust. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and we have the Four of Wands. So let's talk about these cards. And like I tell you before, that tarot cards pretty much, it just lays out the cycle of life for you in aspects of the events that take place in life within ourselves. There's nothing phenomenal about the card in itself. It's the energy that is attached to the card, but the card ultimately tell the story. Okay, so that's what makes the cards very possible, and very, revealing, is that it tells the truth. So right here in the Four of Pentacles, I look at this as trust. I look at this as holding your trust within, not sharing your trust with anyone. Okay, understanding that this is you, this is who you are, this is how you create a stable foundation. This could be your secrets, this can be things that you just, within you that you don't share readily with others. This Four of Swords, this is 44. But this Four of Swords is like contemplating. This is like meditation. This is like getting downloads, understanding who to trust, going within yourself and understanding, okay, can you trust aspect about yourself? He's laying in a very meditative position, so he's in tune with himself. So understanding that he have this is what he needs to share, but he's going within to see that, if it's in tune. We also spoke about the 4 key elements. So we have 44 here, and we have the 4 elements of trust here. Okay, so this has everything to do with the 4 elements of trust, and also what you hold within yourself, what you go within to see if you should share with another individual. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups here. So this is moving decisively in a direction of offering a cup. So this is sharing things about yourself, emotional aspects about yourself, understanding that you can now give 1 cup to an individual because they've earned that, because you've checked off the 4 key elements of trustworthiness. If that makes sense. And then right here, we have enlightenment. We have giving to the situation. This is a good idea. Understanding that this is a good idea. Why is this a good idea? Because you consider the 4 elements of trust. There was no red flags in this situation. Okay, for this particular situation, you understand that there's 4 key elements. You understand that there's 4 things that you need to look out for when trusting others, getting the downloads, saying, okay, getting the wisdom, using wisdom and discernment as you move forward, understanding that this person is trustworthy. Now you can offer your cup. Now I look at this, I'm seeing that the cup is offered as well as there's still armor on this individual. So not offering everything, not spilling the beans in every aspect, but understanding that you can come forward gradually and gracefully while still keeping a lot of things to yourself, because you still have, more thinking, more experiencing to do in this aspect. Okay? It's successful. What you give is given back to you. So this is you giving trust. This is you getting that trust back. Okay. So that is the key elements, trusting. And then when you looking out, I didn't see this card, but it just goes right into the subject. When you looking out, look how this individual is vulnerable. He does not have any shoes on and he's looking outward. So as he was able to check those things off and said, okay, so 1 down, 2 more to go. So I look at this as understanding that you can definitely trust when you open a vulnerability, when you have these, check these things off your list, you're able to like give way and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move in this direction. That makes sense. Okay, so then we have pros and cons, right? Choices, upsides and downsides. Now it's time to get out your pen and your paper and weigh out the pros and cons of harmful behavior. Now look at this as your harmful behavior as well as the harmful behavior of others, because we're talking about trust. So trust is a 2-way street. You have to give trust, you have to receive trust. This is what makes a relationship. What keeps this mindfulness is to be in your wise mind, even when your urges are high, even when you want to just readily trust someone and give them all the secrets to everything that you have. It's just important to be in a wise mind, not in a distrusting energy, but in a, have you earned this? Am I coming from a place of wisdom? Are they coming from a place of wisdom? And red flags are shown to us on a daily basis, whether we want to accept them as red flags or not. But it's important to just understand that even when we love someone, we cannot share everything with them if they do not deserve it, if they will not keep your secrets in a safe place. Okay, so let's go into pros and cons. Let's get some energy to explain pros and cons, for the keys of trusting And I just want to say that in order to trust anyone else, you have to be able to trust yourself. You are the common denominator. What comes into your life, that's very, very important to understand, to believe, and to take heed of. So let's get pros and cons for keys to trust. Okay, we have the Star card. What else? Star card, of course, is a pro. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands again. Now let's get some cons. Okay, we asked for it, we got it. Okay, so the pros in this situation is the Star card. And look how this person gives and receives. This person is enlightened. This person is in tune with themselves and everything around. This is vulnerability. This is complete vulnerability. This is also showing vulnerability. This is the Queen of Pentacles. She holds everything right here within her vicinity, and she has this trust energy that she's ready to give. Okay, and then we have this individual who is looking to see who is worthy of this trust, because you can't just give your trust to anyone. So this individual seeks out, okay, who's worthy of this trust. And so this is how I look at this. You're looking out who's worthy of this trust. This person can accept what it is that you've expressed to them and keep it safe and sound for you. Okay, this is the dynamic of a healthy relationship, because now there's give and take. You know, there's an equal amount of give and take. When you someone pour your secrets into you, when you pour your secrets into someone else, they don't go share them with anyone else. They simply pour it out, and it goes right back into the stream of where it come from. This is the epitome of your business is not my business, but I thank you for trusting me, and I'm going to keep your trust right here. I'm not going to go and share it with this bird. I'm not going to go tell anyone else. I am simply going to take it in, and I'm going to pour it back out into you, not into anyone else. Okay? So that's what this picture shows here. And then this is the con energy, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have, you know, the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Swords. So I look at this. This is the pro, and this is the con, because you have this individual here holding all these secrets. These secrets were shared with this individual. They're telling the bird, you know, they're telling, you know, this dynamic here, sharing it with people that they have no business sharing this information with. And now it's creating a heavy burden. Now this is like gossip, and this is like news that was not supposed to be shared with anyone else. And so this is pro energy, this is con energy. And this is the reason why it's important to understand when you sharing your information, your sacred information, with someone, will they be responsible or will they be irresponsible with it? Now we look at this Queen of Pentacles, and although she's sitting, looking at the Nine of Pentacles, and although she's sitting, you know, very pretty, and she's, you know, we have to look at this as she's not keeping secrets. So even though a person look like they'll keep the secrets, you have red flags around you the entire time. You have the red flags around you. Are you able to see if a person, and then I look at these grapes here as like red flags. You know that these are red flags because the secrets that were told is for every pentacle, there's, you know, a red flag. So for all of these people that shared this information with this individual, it was leaked out in some aspects or another. So they're not trustworthy, okay? And not to mention that, then this bird goes and tell these individuals here, and then it just create a whole lot of chaos. And now there's a heavy burden. There's a heavy burden on you, and there's a heavy burden on this individual, but mostly this is the heavy burden on you. So from picking up this energy, this experience, and moving in a different direction, you're now able to see what you didn't see before. So you can understand, okay, Who can I truly trust? And then understanding that the person that you can truly trust will not have these red flags around them, but they will simply take in what it is that you want to share with them, pour that back out. Versus there's no bird, and this bird right here, mind your business. This bird right here, this is the same bird here, but instead this is completely different energy. This taking the taking the information that you share with this individual and is telling someone, versus this individual is taking the energy and the news that you share with them, and this bird is back here, but it's pouring back in here. I'm not going to tell you secrets. You can trust me. This is the ultimate trust energy. And then this is what forms a very healthy relationship. Okay? So I hope you were able to see how that was mapped out in the cards that way. So that's the pros and cons of trusting. And then letting go of judgment. So it says we all have judgments. And when we notice a judgment, we do not allow it to stick. We just imagine like a cloud drifting. Okay, so the weather pattern. So this looks like the quote that says, I am the sky, everything else is just the weather. So when we look at judgments and we understand, that we can have these judgments on ourselves, on others, and this can make it, we can kind of like weigh out the differences of, is this person good? Is this person bad? Can I trust this person? Because let's make sure we're keeping the main thing. We're talking about trust here. So when letting go of judgments, but you would not really know about an individual unless you experience them yourself. Okay? So let's get more into like judgment. So we have the Queen of Wands here. Okay? Very fiery, very passionate queen. She speaks up. She say what it is that she has to say, share what it is that she has to share. We have, we have the Ten of Wands again, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So when we talk about judgments, okay, now we talk about this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is going to tell this individual exactly what's on her mind, what she's thinking about, right? And so this is the individual that was telling all the secrets. This is the con energy. Remember, this is the con energy. So from the con energy is, okay, once I shared this with you, you went and told my secrets to everyone. Now, moving forward, I know that there are things that I cannot tell you. There are things that I cannot share with you because I know that they're going to leave you in mental conflict where you're going to want to tell someone else. It's going to kill you to share my secrets. So I understand that in this aspect, I cannot tell you what it is that I initially wanted to share with you. I can't trust you the way I wanted to trust you. So in that aspect, we have to be truthful to ourselves. Okay. Now let's get more energy. This will go back to the originator, right? This is the originator. This is the trust. This is the King of Cups again. This is the Hierophant again. So then this is just showing you how the cycle of life usually works, even with cards, right? Because we shuffle the deck, but this is automatically what started in the beginning of the reading, okay? So I hope you're following through. Now, this is the trust. This is identifying who you can trust and why you can trust them. If I pour my heart out, if I pour my secrets out to you, will you be able to handle it? Or will you move on and start talking? Now, this is being in a wise mind. This is being balanced. This is understanding, not black or white, not right or wrong, but understanding the balance of both of them and being responsible with the information. So this is what you have to, judge in a scenario. Can they handle it or not? And if you know that these people cannot handle it, then let go of the judgment of saying, well, getting mad at an individual because they already showed you who they are. Now what you have to do is accept who they are, who you realize they were, or who they are, and then move in a different direction. What else? And this is the maximum clarity that you needed. So it's not to right here, this right here, the Tower card. This truth has been brought to light and you have clarity. So there's no need to get upset with clarity, but to move forward in a decisive manner when you say, okay, I know not to do that again. I know not to trust this person again in this area, and this is the reason why. And you have to check these things off your list because they are very valuable, and this is what it is to have self-care. Okay? Now, let's go in the area of encouragement. Now, encouragement is needed to get through tough times. And that's for every single person. Okay, what you say to yourself would influence how you feel. This is why it's important to not go back and forth with yourself when it comes to red flags, when it comes to white flags. Okay, you have to be your cheerleader, your coach. You have to affirm to yourself through positive self-talk. Like, okay, I got this. I got this. All crisis past. My skills will get me through. I am okay. I am okay. The worst is not. I'm okay. No matter what, I am okay. And so even when you go through situations where you have encountered someone, and we often encounter people that we thought we could trust, because we wasn't moving in a wise mind, because these people showed us red flags and things that we could not trust about them, but we went on and trust them anyway. But that is just a karmic cycle, because we have to learn from that cycle as we move forward. There are people that you can trust. There are people that you cannot trust, and it is okay in both areas. Just know when to give yourself and when not to give yourself. That is the key point to it all. Okay, so if you've encountered someone that you thought you can trust, and then you learn that you cannot trust them, it is okay. Now this segment right here is for you, where you've given and now you're just watching. So this is like years that you've built in a relationship, conversation that you built within someone else, and now you're just sitting back and you're reflecting on how this now affects you. Let's keep moving forward. Okay. You realize that what you've invested was not investing in you, and now deciding to walk away. So where you initially had 7 pentacles, you're now having 5 pentacles. Okay, but all is not lost, because you hold everything that you need within yourself. You hold that, and this is the magician energy. He have all the key elements on the table. He does not need elements from anyone else. He have the elements within himself, and it's about trusting yourself. So where you once gave more than you can afford, you understand that through life challenges, you can't do that anymore. And now you're getting back to the key elements of who you are, understanding that you hold the reins of what you give and receive in your life. You are the common denominator. Okay, what else? And look at this. This is the low vibrational energy, right? We have 55 again. We talked about 55 before. This is a karmic cycle. 5s are karmics, okay? So where you looking at once, was upside down in a situation. You gave it your all. You trust. So look at this as like a trust fall in this situation. Where you once was able to trust fall, you understand that this individual was not the right one. It wasn't. There was a lot of chaos, commotion within themselves and also within the group dynamic. Okay? It does not serve you. It does not serve you. It never did. This is a karmic cycle. And now these are 3 major arcanas here. So you go from understanding that you hold the key to everything that you desire and deserve. And now this is the highest card in the deck. Now you're keeping things to yourself, and where the words are not, excuse me, I thought it was in the camera. You hold the key elements to everything. And then we have the high priestess. And the high priestess is all feeling, all knowing, all wise. And although she sits very pretty and very poised, she understands the elements within herself to make things move or stand still. And she's not revealing everything. She's vulnerable to a certain point, and that's exactly what you have to be. And also, I look at this as like the balance energy, where there was once black or white, right? Or a pillar of change. You're in the middle of it because you understand the common ground. You understand what keeping yourself, together and aligned. And this is like the pros and the cons energy. She understands the pros and the cons of it. So she give what needs to be given. But if there are red flags, she's only revealing what she wants to reveal, and she keeping the rest hidden, but in a very graceful and gracious way. So you know, people are not really paying attention to if they deserve your trust or not. It's more so is, are you going to give me your trust? A lot of people feel that they are obligated to know what's going on in your life because they are around you. But ultimately, that's not the case, because what goes on in my life is what I control. What goes on in your life is what you control. So we all have to mind our business in those aspects. And if someone wants to share something with us in their life, then we have to take that as a gift. We should not take that and say, oh, well, you're supposed to tell me what's going on. No, that is a gift to know what's going on in anyone's life. And if they trust you enough, then we need to hold that at high regard. Okay, and show them some respect. All right, so that is the encouragement section of that. And then now let's talk about mood altering drugs and alcohol, and activating from a wise mind. Okay, and so this is encouraging that if you are using drugs and alcohol to alter your moods, to bring your moods rather up or down, to relax, it is important to commit to yourself to start really aiding in your self-care. Now let's make sure that we keep the main thing. We are talking about dialects and keys to trust here. So how can you trust someone else if you can't trust yourself? Also, in the key elements of trust, we have to be able to understand where our moods are and not to be swayed negatively. And mood altering drugs and alcohol can have us in an emotional state versus in a wise mind state. And this can have everything to do with making good or bad decisions. Okay, so it is important to cut down and eliminate mood altering substances in your life. And so we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, the Five of Swords, and we have the Sun card. Now we have here. So let's look at this. This is the King of Pentacles. This is, he has everything that he wants. He has everything that he needs in abundance. Okay. Now there's three aspects of his life where there's trouble. And in these three aspects of his life where it's questionable, he decided to use mood-altering substances to help him to carry the burden better. He feels that this will help him to bear the burden in a better way. Okay? He thinks that this gives him clarity. But also this is 55 again, karmic cycles. So it's a lot of 55s in this reading, which explains karmic cycles. So this is a karmic thought. This is a karmic reality. Because you can go from here where, kind of cheating yourself to get ahead to move into the ultimate clarity. Because right here, this is fake clarity. This is fake victory. This is true clarity and true victory. Okay. This is the Sun card. This is solutions. This is operating from a place of clarity, from a place of a clear mind. So this is, we can be in this energy here with the Five of Swords. Because you can think, okay, so since these are 55, am I seeing what it is that I think I'm seeing? Excuse me, this is three of Pentacles, Five of Swords. So we can even look at this to say, okay, these three individuals, right? Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Is the reality what it is that I think the reality is? This can cause burdens if we do not have full clarity on what it is that we're supposed to move forward and how we're moving forward. And I look at this white horse as the clear mind. I look at this sun as solutions, natural elements, being connected to natural elements of life. We have the Two of Pentacles, juggling the ideas. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Emperor card. So the Emperor, he stands his ground. He stands firm on his surface in a very poised way. And I look at this as like he has like metal gear on. But when you put your, this is my first time seeing this, but it's like he have gold in his hand. So he understands that he carries the key element to what's needed. Not becoming emotional. Getting out of this juggle energy where you were too emotional and not emotional enough. Or once you was once giving in to what does not serve you, to getting strong enough to stand your ground and say, you know what, I am not going to keep. Also, I look at this as hallucinations. For however this applies to you. But having the ultimate clarity and standing your ground is where to move in. Moving in a clear mind, clear energy. Although you have everything that you want, it looks a little chaotic, honestly. So let's see now what message we have for you. We have the Angel of Abundance. A steady flow of abundance is about to manifest. And this is what happens when we do the work. The trust. So we are manifesting trust. This is now support. So not only do you have abundance, you have support from the universe as well. It says the universe has heard your silent call for help and is here to accommodate you. And then we have the angel of communication. Communicate clearly and don't be afraid to tell it like it is. And we have the angel of vision, being able to see. Because it says someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others are saying. And so when we talk about the keys of trust, we have to understand that we need to be in tune with ourselves. Because everyone is not telling you everything about themselves. No one is telling you everything about themselves. So it says someone is not revealing a part of the story. So you have to be able to use your wise mind and your intuition to see through illusions or see through lack of truth or just something that is not meant for you to see or something that someone is not sharing. But you have abundance here. You have support. Communicate clearly and see what you decided to not see before. And understanding that it's time to look at how you value yourself, issues of self-love. And so you can look back at the other reading when it comes to self-love, self-appreciation, because that is that determines a lot on who you decide to trust. So how much self-love you have for yourself, you are the common denominator for what kind of love that comes within. So if you're not treating yourself correctly and you're not trusting yourself and loving yourself, you are going to draw in that energy from an outside source. So just be mindful of that. Okay, and this is the message that I have for you at this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. And if you need some support, just text us the word clarity to 248-986-4925, and someone from our team will get back to you as soon as possible. And at that time, you are able to clarify what kind of support that you need, either through a psychic reading, a spiritual advising, or spiritual life coaching that is available to you. And I look forward to connecting with you guys next time.